Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Nemesis Lockdown Untold Stories Volume 3. This is the campaign that goes along with the Lockdown game. We've made it through 2 missions already. In the last mission we were thought to be rescued, but instead they, I think, took off and left us in this facility that actually is having a auto-destruct system happening. So we'll see what we have to do about that. We have our android and our xenobiologist. We're going to continue into the Nemesis Untold Stories Volume 3 campaign. What befalls our heroes? Are we going to make it out? Are we going to blow up? Who knows? And to find out, I need you to meet me at the table. Let's continue our narrative for Untold Stories, Volume 3, Mission 3. They left us. They loaded up, boarded the shuttle, and left us to die in the crumbling station on the brink of collapse, lacking power and supplies, with monsters lurking everywhere. If you have Choice D token, go to Intro 2. Otherwise, go to Intro 3. And we do have token D, so we are going to go to Intro 2. Not to mention this. We have the self-destruct system is still going on. We have to disable this. You have 5 minutes to reach minimum safe distance. We're going to go on to Intro 3. This is going to be a long night. All right, we're in deep crap, but we're not out of options. Our evac options are few. The rover is under maintenance, and even so, it's too small a machine with too short range. The shuttle's wrecked beyond repair, but there is another way, the ore transit system. The ore transit system, it's only designed for moving ore. Originally, yeah, but it included sealed transports with short travel times and limited acceleration. It's actually considered a secondary evacuation mode for emergency. What's wrong with having a backup shuttle? Under the circumstances, I think that's a silly question. At this point, we'll quickly go through our mission setup, and then I'll show you the board to see how it all looks. We're going to place the board on the alternate side without the red arrow. So this will be the one with kind of the outside area, and you'll see that in just a second. Place the revealed CSS control system room 2 in room number 5. So we'll place that there. Then we're going to place the cargo sending system A, cargo system sending B, and C revealed in rooms 1, 2, and 4 randomly. We'll place malfunction markers in each of them. We're going to return the nest to the box. It will not be used in this mission. We'll place room tiles 1 in designated slots and additionally in the rooms 23 and 25. We're not going to place any, do not place any exploration tokens in crossroads, and I'll show you where those are on the board momentarily. We'll place the rover next to the room 6 and place a malfunction marker on it. We'll place the power tokens red side up. Do not place CSS tokens. They are not used in this mission. Do not place egg tokens in the laboratory board. The eggs are also not used in this mission. Use the following intruder tokens prepared for the intruder bag. We have a blank, 2 larvae, a creeper, and 1 adult. Then we're going to add 1 additional adult token for each player taking part in the game. So that's going to be 2 more. At this point, we'll take the EnviroSuit items from the crafted item deck and place them in a separate pile. We'll return the contingency tokens to the box. They're also not used in this mission. Then we're going to be able to choose our characters instead of doing a draft, but we're going to use the same ones because we've been playing with the android and the xenobiologist the whole time, and it's been really fun. And at this point, we're going to place all our characters in the isolation room. There is some additional setup that we're going to be doing. It says if you have choice D, place the event 8 token on the auto-destruct token, red side up on the number 5 slot on the time track. Resolve it when the time track moves on the slot with the event token. And we do have event D. We have this self-destruct sequence we have to deal with. We're next going to place an event 1 token on use in the backup supply room. We're going to place an event 3 token and a story trigger on the pile of environmental crafted item suits. It will trigger when any player crafts an EnviroSuit item. And the last one is we're going to place an Event 4 token on use in the repository. Here's a panned out view of the board to show you how everything is all set up. We have all the different rooms that are supposed to be revealed out on the board. We have our CSS control room here. We have all 3 of our CSS cargo sending systems over in this area, all with malfunction markers on them. Our self-destruct token is up here with the number 8. I've placed the Enviro suits up here instead of next to the crafted items, so they're on the board, so when we reveal them or need to deal with them, at least I have them there so I know where they are. Who knows, I might forget about them. We have our rover here. It said to place it next to it. I just put it right in the room. If we walk in there, it might be a little crowded, but then I'll move it. But for now, it's here, and it has a malfunction marker on it. At this point, we also have our characters in the isolation room. I'll place our android here, and we also have our xenobiologist here. We placed out the tokens for our electricity randomly, but they are all supposed to be red, so I am going to flip these over. Unlike the normal mode where 1 and 2 would be available to us, all of them are supposed to be red according to our setup. We have our repository here with our on use token for 4, our on use token for 1 here, and I think that's about it. I've placed down some exploration tokens into all the unexplored rooms because in the actual setup of the game, you're supposed to place them in unexplored rooms, and this setup did not say anything about placing them in any of the rooms that are already revealed to us. I've also placed 2 of these white or number 1 rooms into places where normally a level 2 room would be, but according to our setup, that's what's supposed to be there. These are the nodes they're talking about when it comes to not placing any of those ones outside when it comes to our setup. Normally you would place explore markers into these crossroad areas, which is here, here, and here, and you would roll for noise and things in that nature as you walk through there, but there must be something that might happen during our campaign that will make this different from the actual game mode. We have our thing on red, so we have to try to get that reset by getting to our backup power supply is my guess, but who knows, this could be all for naught. Sadly, we are in the dark, and that's going to be the setup for our game. Let's continue on. There are a few special rules we want to go over. The first one is players cannot use the rover. It has a malfunction marker. The contingency procedure is disabled and the contingency tokens are not used for this mission. Cargo sending systems are disabled and players cannot use them to escape the facility until the scenario allows them to. Players cannot use the isolation room to lock themselves in. The main gate cannot be opened and the bunker is inaccessible. Players cannot discard malfunction markers or stop the auto-destruct sequence until the scenario allows them to do. Then there's also ones here. Each time a character moves into a crossroads, they will draw and resolve 1 card from the Mars surface deck. They do not perform noise rolls. So there's a complete deck of Mars surface cards that we'll be exploring. They'll be, I'm sure, awesome. So instead of rolling noise to see what happens there, we're just going to be drawing these cards. If all characters die and there is the auto-destruct token on the time track, go to event 8. You may discard the auto-destruct token even if it is on the red side. When you discard this token, also discard event 8 token. So that's probably going to be one of our primary goals here. Stop this auto-destructing. So our objective here is to repair the rover or craft envirosuits, then escape using the ore transit system. We'll be completing the mission when an event actually says so. So here we go, let's check out our characters. In case you're joining us for the first time, here is our first character. We are playing with the android. The android starts with 3 units on her UPS thing here. This is really important for her. She has to have energy on this or she will die. If each time you reshuffle your deck, discard 1 energy from this item. If you have to discard energy and there's none here, I am dead. So we got to make sure we keep energy on this. And also she has this trait card that is specific for her. After choosing the android, discard your personal objective and draw a second corporate objective. Wounds can only be dressed, healed by using self-repair card. You cannot use green items on yourself except clothes to get rid of slime. You can never have a larva on your character board. Each time you draw a contamination card, scan it. If it's infected, you suffer a light wound. Remove the contamination card afterward and draw an action card. That is specific to this character. She obviously is a synthetic. She can't harbor aliens inside her. So that's why all of this is in place. We'll see who our first player is by just rolling this die. If it's a hit, double hit, or an alien symbol, or adult symbol, we are going to make it her. her as first player. Otherwise, it'll be our xenobiologist. She will be our first player, so I'll keep that right there. And she gets to draw her cards. We normally get 5 cards, but since we are in the isolation room, it says we get 1 extra card, so we're going to get 6 cards. Let's see what we have. We remember all of our cards are bonkers good. Network access, if you're in a room with a computer and in a section with power, use a computer action. You may perform 2 actions on the computer card. These are the computer cards. We haven't used them very much, but I should probably start doing it. So for example, instead of using only 1, I could use 2, though this card really only has one thing I could do, because peek at CSS tokens aren't on the board and I can't move the rover anyway. So it's kind of a moot point, but just to show you what it is. If you're in a room with a computer, open or close a door in a chosen room corridor. Now remember, this does not say anything about needing power, so it could just be done. We have power up. This is huge. If you're in a section with power, flip the section power token to its inactive side and add 2 energy to your UPS. Fantastic. I can discard a weapon battery to add 2 energy. So we want to try to get some weapon batteries to keep this powered up the best we can. I have my self-repair card, which, as we read from here, is the only way she can repair herself. I can discard duct tape or tool belt to dress or 1 of your serious wounds or heal your light wounds. I could discard a malfunction marker in the room you're in. And remember, a lot of her cards don't cost any extra cards to do, which is why she's so super powerful. She has her interruption card, which is from the original mission we took on. It says that this is really going to be a mute card. It's not going to be used for anything other than any of your basic actions on your board. We have her repairs card, so I can discard a malfunction marker in the room you're in for only 1. And she has her search card, where I can go ahead and take a look at what is inside some of the rooms. So we'll put our cards right there and go check out our xenobiologist. Here's our xenobiologist, super cool character. I have a probe arm with 3 uses. This cannot be traded or discarded. And if you're in combat, I can discard 1 of these to place a carcass token on the card. And if I can get that carcass token to a place where I can analyze it, I can resolve other weaknesses for these intruders, making them, well, I guess not less powerful, but gives us maybe a little bit of advantage against them. Or I can discard a tool belt or duct tape to fully restore the uses on this item. It is going to cost 1 card in order to do that, but it is there if I want to use it. Also, I have a quest item, so if I am ever at 8 knowledge, I can activate that. I'll show you the knowledge track in just a second. She is going to get 6 cards, so we're going to grab 6 from her deck here and see what she has. She has her workplace plan. If you're in a room, white or green room, you can use the action without paying its cost. I can check any 2 unexplored room tiles, but do not look at the exploration token, so at least I can get an idea of where I'm kind of going. Visceration is going to be amazing if she ever gets a lot of knowledge. It says discard 1 use from your probe arm, choose an intruder in the room you're in to suffer 1 injury plus 1 for every 2 knowledge you have. Right now she has 0. Interruption, we have her fueled expertise, which could help get us some knowledge. I can reduce the item counter in a room and gain a knowledge, or if I have 4, I can draw 2 event cards and then return 1 of them to the top of the deck, to the bottom. If I have 6 knowledge, I can draw 2 intruder tech cards and return 1 of them to the top of the deck and the other to the bottom. So it gives her a little bit of advantage as we go. Demolition, I can destroy a closed door, or I can place a malfunction marker in a room. Rushed analysis, I can scan contamination cards in your hand and remove all infected cards. If you removed at least 1 card this way, I gain 1 knowledge. If any of the cards are infected, follow the infection procedure, so that'd be Bad News City. So we'll put these right down here, and we are all set to go with our xenobiologist as well. There's only a few things left to do. We have our laboratory tracker. It told us not to put any eggs in the nest, so I haven't done that, but I did put 3 weakness cards out. We have this weakness right here available to us. If an adult intruder attacks you with a perched in the dark, ignore the card's darkness effect. Well, that'd be good because we're in complete darkness right now. If you notice, 2 of these are in different spots. The android being a character from not Lockdown, they get to gain 3 of these knowledge points automatically, and so she is able to take advantage of this. As you can see, our xenobiologist is on 1, and she does not get to take advantage of these at this moment. Our goal is to get her up to 8 so we can reveal her Overmind card. I think that'd be pretty powerful. These are the tokens that we're going to stick in the bag. It told us to grab 1 creeper, a blank, 1, 2, 3 adult tokens and 2 larva tokens. 1 adult and 2 more for the 2 characters we have. We'll place them into our Nemesis bag, give it a good old truffle shake here, and put it down, and it'll be all set to go when we need it. The last thing I want to show you is our crafted items card. Remember, we have the Enviro suit out on the board that we need to learn how to make. So we need to find these 2 particular crafting components inside the yellow deck. So it might be a lot of yellow cards we might be going for right away to try to create those Enviro suits. Since we have no power in this this station, I think it's best to maybe get some power back. So we need to get over to this backup power supply. Sadly, that's quite a long ways walk away. So let's see if we can make it there, hopefully without getting too banged up. We're going to start by using our interruption card. I'm going to discard that card to use it as a movement. And I'm going to move our character over to here. We're going to reveal this room. We have found the archives. Oh, this is fantastic. This is going to be an excellent room. It's got computers and everything. Sadly, of course, there's no power. I can grab any type of item out of here too. That'll be great. Let's flip over our token and see what we have. It is, of course, malfunctioning. That is terrible. We'll put a malfunction marker on it. And maybe we can try to repair it. I do have a repair card in my hand. I have one right here. So I can discard this and a malfunction marker in your room you're in. So let's do that. I'm going to repair this because this is going to be awesome. In order to do that, I have to get rid of one other card. I'm going to get rid of my self-repair card because right now I'm not under any damage. Also, this token has a 3 on it. So we are going to set it to 3, which look at me, I'm already on 3. We're going to discard this, and we have successfully given this the ability to be used, and we could search from it. Of course, we could search from it even if it is malfunction, but this is a super good room for our xenobiologist. We've done 2 actions with our android. We'll move over to our xenobiologist and see what she can do. But before we do, I do have to roll my noise die and see what we get. We have a 2, so it's going to be right back here, which is awesome. Not going to hopefully, we're of course going this way, so being in the back is a great place for it. Our xenobiologist now will discard her interruption card to move over here. She will not roll the noise die because there is a person in that room already. Next, she's going to use her workspace plan. If you're in a white or green room, use it without paying its action cost. So we're going to do that. I'm going to discard this to use our archive. Using the archive allows you to flip your token and gain 2 knowledge. So she is up to here. The reason you flip the token is you cannot do this action in the room more than once a game. Otherwise, you can just power yourself all the way up. So she's gotten her 2 knowledge. So she's able to take advantage of this weakness as well. And that's actually fantastic. Our android is also going to take advantage of the room, but sadly, she doesn't have any type of cards that are really going to help her be able to do it without spending the 2 actions. She actually has some cards that can do that, but not right now. I'm going to spend both my network access and I'm sadly going to send my power up card in order to activate the archive. So she's also going to gain 2 more knowledge, bringing her knowledge up to 5 on the knowledge track, and I'll be flipping her token as well to reveal that she has used this. Now, sadly, at the 5 point on the laboratory board, there is another weakness that you can take advantage of, but we have to get something to be analyzed first before we can take advantage of that weakness. So that is where we stand on our laboratory board. I do have 1 more card left. I'm going to use a search. We are going to count this down to 2. Now, we don't have any military items, but we really want to get those enviro suits done, so I am going to grab 2 yellow cards. We're going to see what we found. We have found a fire blanket, and as you notice, it has one of the symbols we need. The other one is a emergency access. If you're in the elevator room, call the elevator and use it even though there is no power in the elevator. Oh, that's actually going to be really good. I could bypass almost 2 whole movement points. But this fire blanket, discard the fire marker in a room or discard a slime marker. Having one of these symbols I think is going to be really good. So our android is going to keep a hold of this. It is not a heavy object, so I can have as many of these as I want. I don't have to put them in any of my hands. At this point, all we have to find is one of these, and we can craft these enviro suits. I'll be placing this into the discard pile. Just to quickly show you the laboratory board again, to show you what I was talking about, I am now up to 5, but as you can see, without a token here, like either a corpse token or an egg or something, I can't reveal this weakness yet to take advantage of it. The first thing she's going to do is she's going to use her field expert to reduce the item counter by 1 and gain 1 knowledge. So she is up to 4 knowledge, and I'm going to reduce this down to 1. She has 3 cards left. Do I want to keep moving? I think I do. I'm going to use rushed analysis. We don't have any contamination cards. I'm going to use rust analysis to move her down here and see what we have found. Trying to get to this backup power supply. We'll see if we can make it. We have the transmitter control room where I can send a signal or I can check an objective. I do want to mention that in the archive, when you do use this room, you can also peek at a contingency token, but they're not in this scenario at all. So that's why I didn't do that. Let's take a look at what it is. It is a door shut behind us, and it is at 1. Wow, I'm 2 for 2. I'm putting these things right where they're supposed to be. We'll place our door token right here, our door miniature, I guess you could say, right there. Sadly, now these 2 are cut off. She's either going to have to go around or find a way to get through that door. I do have a demolition card that I could destroy this door if I want to, and I think I'm going to do that. And let's see here. She's used a her thing or her card here, and she has moved, so that's her 2 actions. It'll move back over the android who is going to pass. She has no more cards, so that's not going to help her. I do have to roll for noise when I move down into this room. We have found it in 1, so we'll place a noise token right there. This is kind of the direction we're going, but I think it'll be okay. I am going to use my demolition card. I have decided to destroy 1 closed door in a corridor connecting you to the room you are in. That's this one right here. We're just going to pop that off because that's absolutely awesome that that door comes apart like that. So this is now, again, a free opening there. That's her first action. Her second action, she's going to keep this card and she is going to pass. That's going to be the end of her turn. We've made it through our first round of this scenario. Moving down the event phase, we'll launch our CSS pods. There are none in this mission. We'll move our time track right here. We're going to resolve any power thresholds. We did cross one, but all the power is off in this place right now, so that doesn't really matter. The other parts of our event phase, the noise removal, intruder attack, fire damage, are not going to be resolved because none of that is going to pertain to us at this point. We will resolve our first event card and see what has befallen our heroes here. It says noise in corridors. Place noise markers in the technical corridors if there is not already one there. If there is, remove 1 malfunction and 1 fire marker from the pool. Oh, that'd be bad news. There isn't one, so I will be placing a noise marker in the technical corridors. Also, we are in darkness, so each character in a room with a technical corridor entrance is going to suffer a light wound. Of course, our poor xenobiologist who decided to move is stuck in a room with a technical corridor, so she is going to grab a light wound. The next step is to resolve our intruder bag development. Let's grab a token out of here and see what befalls our heroes. Hopefully nothing too bad. We're going to grab this one right here. We have found an adult, so we're going to have to roll for noise in both of these rooms. We'll start up here with our android. Since she is the first player, our android has gotten a 3, so that is going to place some noise right next to her in this corridor. Next, we have our xenobiologist. She has rolled a 1, so that is going to remove all the noise, which is kind of nice. It removes all the noise from all these places. We're going to reach into here and see what happens to our poor xenobiologist, who is probably going to be in a big world of hurt here. She has found a creeper token, and it has a value of 2. She only has 1 card, so she is going to be surprised. We'll grab a Night Stalker attack card and see what happens to her. We have grabbed, what's this, cut. It says here that it shows the creeper symbol. The character suffers 1 light wound and gets 1 contamination card, and also in darkness, the character suffers an additional light wound. Oh, that's going to be terrible. Remember when I said things hopefully are not going to go too bad? We are already down to grabbing a serious wound for our xenobiologist. Let's draw one from our deck and see what we get. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. We have grabbed, what's this, arm. The character has only 1 hand slot for heavy items objects. If they have 2 heavy objects, they must instantly drop 1. I don't have any right now at the moment, so that's fantastic. Hope it's not if I dressed the serious wound, you'd flip it over, but that's not the case. So she has taken a serious wound. She also is going to grab a contamination card and put it into her discard pile according to our attack that we got. The one thing I need to do, of course, I didn't do, is actually place a creeper miniature into her room right there, and he does keep this to signify that he is the creeper in this room. If he ever has to go back into the bag, you'd have to remove this, or if he runs back into this technical corridor of some kind. Remember, we don't have any way of doing damage to these creatures, which is absolutely terrible. So we're going to be doing a lot of running from them, or finding some kind of weapon that can hopefully do something. Our 1-armed xenobiologist is going to be our first player coming up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have discarded this card before we went into the event step to give myself more cards I could draw, but I wanted to keep that in case I might want to do some damage, because she actually can do damage with visceration, which is fantastic. She does have pheromones. Discard an egg or carcass after an intruder attack to ignore the attack. All creatures in the room, or characters, sorry, in the room you are in, including yourself, gain a slime marker. At knowledge 6, instead of ignoring the attack, you can choose another character in the room you are in to become the target of the attack. So that'd be very good in like a competitive type thing. I got both my search cards and a repairs card, so that's not the best, but that's okay. Meanwhile, our android is going to pass the first player token and grab 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. She is going to have to shuffle her discard pile, removing one of these tokens already, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. And we'll grab a card. Hopefully it's something that can do some damage here. Let's see what we have found. We have found efficiency. Use the action room of the room you're in without paying its cost. That was the card I was looking for in order to use the archive. Choose and discard any number of cards from your hand to draw the same number. You have another search card. A computer skills. Open or close a door. Well, that's kind of funny. If you're in a room with a computer, use the room action without paying a cost. So again, that would work in this room. Demolition to destroy a door. And she has her interruption card yet again. So we'll place her cards. I'm going to put this up here. Put that over there. There we go. She's all set to go. Our xenobiologist is going to do some awesome things, I hope. We're going to use our repairs card. We're going to discard this to appease the card for our probe arm, which when I'm in combat, I'm able to use this to gain 1 carcass and this card and destroy. Do not place the carcass if one is already present. So I'm going to gain a carcass token and place it right there on that card, which if we can bring it somewhere, we can learn some more things about our intruders here. Of course, that is going to make me remove one of these. I'm going to remove yet again another one of these in order to use my visceration card. I can't say the word. Discard. It's my downfall. Discard 1 use from your probe arm. Choose 1 intruder in the room you're in. It suffers 1 injury plus 1 for every 2 knowledge. Right now, our xenobiologist is at 4 knowledge, so she's able to do a total of 3 damage. This hopefully could kill this thing if we're really lucky. Let's see what we get. We have gotten a total. We got a 3. Okay, this guy is so dead. We're able to destroy this thing. We're going to remove this token, and that's awesome. Now, he's not a larva, so he does actually drop a corpse token as well. So if I wanted to, I could have maybe the android come over and grab this corpse token. Oh, that was super good. Those were both of her actions. She did the probe arm and she actually attacked. So it's going to be our android's turn now. At this point, we're going to use her search card to search in this room. We're going to tip this down to 0, so there's nothing else I can find in this room, but we are going to grab a couple more yellow cards and see if we can find what we need to craft that suit. We found exactly what we needed. We have found a tool belt, so I could first off use this to make that suit, or I can discard a malfunction marker, or I can open and close a door if I want to. I get 2 tool belts. Well, we're going to keep 1 tool belt, I think. That'll be fantastic. So I do have both the things I need to craft our Enviro suit, I believe. Let's take a look at our card here. Our card shows that we need to, the Enviro suit costs 1 of these and 1 of these. All right, that's half the battle. Now the problem is, if I wanted to, it's going to cost me another card and another action in order to do it. Or I could move down here to where she is and maybe start helping her out a little bit. It's such a tough call. I think we're going to craft the item because that's the deal. We have to continue the story. Our goal is to continue the story. I'm going to use my interruption card to use it as a craft action to make our Enviro suit. So I'm going to discard both of those cards. I don't get to keep them. I have to discard them to create this thing. Now we're going to see what is going to befall our characters when it comes to our number 3 story marker. Event 3, Story 3, it says right here, so far, so good. The suits seem intact. Why wouldn't they be? If I remember the map correctly, we'll get to the checkpoint in no time. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Those creatures are outside, and believe me, they won't ignore us. We'll worry about it when we get there. You're just a little ray of sunshine, aren't you? You know me so well. Checkpoint, here we come. From now on, you may discard a malfunction marker from rooms. Take the Enviro suit item unless you already have one. At this point, there is some good news and some bad news. The good news is we have an Enviro suit, which is a heavy object and it allows us to ignore slime and fire, and we can escape without using a rover. Not sure if that's going to pertain in this scenario, but we'll see how it goes. I can put this in either my left or right hand. It is a heavy object. Now remember, our xenobiologist can only carry 1 heavy object, so that means that's the only thing she can carry. On the bad news, I forgot I'm not allowed to repair rooms, and I repaired the archive before I was able to. I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking. We're going to continue forward. I hope you can forgive me for that error, but just know that I wasn't supposed to do that. It is now our xenobiologist's turn. I'm going to use my search card, and I think that might be the only thing she does. I think she'll pass after that. Let's see what items we found inside our room here. I do have to tick this down to a 0, and we have found, what's this? A weapon battery. Add 3 ammo to an energy weapon, or, of course, I can use this with the android to give her some power back. Or a crowbar. Discard the crowbar, roll the combat die, and deal injury as a shoot action. Destroy 1 closed door or place a malfunction marker in a room you're in. Discard the crowbar and roll the combat die and deal injuries as in a shoot action. I don't think that, it's a heavy object too. So I'm going to keep the weapon battery, and we're maybe going to give that to the android if she's able to get down here. And at this point, I will pass my turn. Remember, if you don't take both your actions, you have to pass. If you decide to use both your actions, you could pass later on if you want to, but since I'm only doing 1 action, it is mandatory for me to pass at this point. For 2 actions, I'm going to discard my efficiency and my computer skills card to move here and then trade with our xenobiologist. I'm going to take the weapon battery from her. At this point, we were going to pass with both our characters. Moving to the event phase, I'm going to drop the token down 1. The rest of the event steps are not going to happen except for the resolve event card and intruder bag development. So we'll draw our next event card, see what we have found. We have found what's a short circuit. Place a fire marker in each explored room with a computer in sections with power. Oh, that's fantastic. Nothing has power right now. So this isn't really going to come into any... I'm going to have to remove this though from the game and then reshuffle the event deck. So we're going to put this back in here, give this deck a good old little truffle shuffle here, and it'll be all set for us on our next turn. So that was a pretty good event. I'm pretty excited about how that turned out. The only thing left for us to do is do an intruder bag development. Let's draw our token out of our bag and see what has happened. Hopefully nothing really bad. We have gotten a, what's this? This is another adult. All right, so we're going to roll our noise dice and see what happens. The first one we're going to do is for a xenobiologist because she is the first player. She got a 2, which places 1 back into the technical corridors, and then we'll roll again for our other character. We got noise, and oh, that's terrible. So we're going to put these tokens in the other places as well, surrounding all of our characters. That's awesome. Way to go, Android. Moving to our characters, she has 1 card. She'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4 more and see what she found. She found her network access, search, power up, which is perfect, and her self-repair card, and she's not injured. She's also going to grab our first player token. Our xenobiologist is out of cards, so we'll give a good old truffle shuffle over here and draw some more cards. Let's see how many she has. She has a total of 2, so we're going to grab 3 more. She found her demolition card, her interruption card, and she also found her field expert card. The first thing our android is going to do is power up. I'm going to discard that card and my weapon battery here to be able to give myself 2 more on her UPS, so she's back up to 4. Our goal is to make sure this stays afloat until we, I guess, get to the point where we don't need to worry about it based on our time track. That's her first action. Her second action, she's going to move. So she's going to use her self-repair card to move because I'm not hurt yet. I don't know why I said that, because now I'm going to move down here, probably roll a noise die and roll a 1, and then I will have something attack me. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now they got rid of my self-repair card. We're going to shake up our little bag here, see what has come after our person here. A little larva guy is on the board, and this is in darkness, so it is a 2 for a surprise attack. Lucky for us, we do have 2, at least in our card pool here. So we'll grab a little larva guy and stick him on the board right there. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do about this guy, though. That is my 2 actions. We are done. We need to hopefully get our xenobiologist down there to take care of it. I don't think she has anything that she's going to be able to do about it, though, which is really bad. When you think about terrible ideas, this is probably going to be one of them. I'm going to play my demolition card and my interruption card. We're going to play both of these cards, and I'm going to move here with one of them. And the second one is I'm going to punch that thing, which is never a good plan when it comes to these things. So the first thing I have to do is grab a contamination card and throw it in my discard pile. I'm then going to roll a die and see if we're able to do any damage to this thing. I got a creeper symbol, so that is a symbol that would affect the larva. The larva is dead. Since it is a larva, we are not going to put any of our tokens down for corpses or anything. We did leave our other corpse in the dust. I totally forgot about that. I probably should have picked it up before I moved, but that's okay. Those are the 2 actions with our xenobiologist. She is not going to roll a die because she was already... 2 reasons. There's one intruder here already in combat, and second one is because our person was already standing there. I'm going to move back over the android. She's going to use a demolition card, and she's going to move over to here. Again, rolling our noise die. Let's see how that goes for us. We've got a darkness symbol. Oh no! So I'm going to put these in all the corridors surrounding her. And do I continue moving? That's the big question. If I do continue moving, that means that she's going to have to come through and roll more dice. I think I'm going to pass. I'm actually going to pass at this point. And I'm going to move to my xenobiologist, who still has a few cards that she can play. I'm going to use my search card to move. We're going to move over here, and again, I think I'm going to pass with her. That way I can potentially, whatever comes here, we can maybe take care of, or at least deal with at some point, instead of having to both of us run through it. That's going to be the end of our turn. Let's move to the event phase. We'll move our time track up 1 and draw our next event card. We have found Kick Stopper. Flip the power token to the elevator to its inactive side. It's already there. Place a malfunction marker in the elevator room. Oh no. And then remove the environment. You'll have to remove this event from the game and reshuffle the events deck. I'm not going to reshuffle it because it's just 1 card that was played. So we're going to leave it just as is, but now I have to put a malfunction marker in the elevator. Oh no, it's not the elevator, it's all elevator rooms. That's 3 malfunction tokens. With these 3 malfunction markers on the board, I am down to only 2 malfunction markers in my, I've got 3 malfunction markers left before this place explodes. Sadly, 3 of them are in those cargo sending systems. So, and of course there's one on the rover, so that's why I'm already down so many of these malfunction markers. We're gonna go to our intruder bag development and see, hopefully nothing really bad happens to our guys, but you know, it's Nemesis, so. You can't expect that. Let's see what we find. I'm hoping we find, like, I don't know, something that doesn't like make us roll. We got a blank token. Okay, that's just going to add an adult token to the bag. Right here on our card, it tells us to return the token to the bag and add 1 adult intruder token. So here is our adult intruder token. We'll place it right there in the bag, give it a good old truffle shake there, and move into our turn. Our android will draw up to 5 cards. She has 2 right now. She should get 1 more for 3. She's got a repairs card. Then we'll give this a truffle shuffle here and hopefully get something that helps us out. 2 more. We got interruption and we've got efficiency. Both those I think will be pretty good. We'll pass this to the xenobiologist. Our xenobiologist also has 2 cards. She'll grab 1, 2, 3 more, and she has found her, oh, this one I need, rushed analysis. Oh, she has a contamination card. This is fantastic. Okay, I have a plan for her, and I think it'll be pretty good. We have our rushed analysis here, which is going to be really cool. Scan all contamination cards in your hand and remove the all uninfected cards. If you removed at least 1 card this way, gain 1 knowledge. If they're infected, that's Bad News City. So I do have 1. I'm going to use this. I'm going to scan it, see what it is. Hopefully it doesn't say infected. It says infested and infected, so I'm not too worried about this. I don't see any infected there. We're going to discard this card. I'm going to gain 1 knowledge. She now has 6 knowledge, which is awesome. Or sorry, 5 knowledge, which is awesome. It's not 6, it's 5. That's totally fine. And I think that's all. Yes, I get 1 knowledge if I discarded a card this way. So that was our first action. Our second action is I think it's time to move. We're going to use our, I want to save that. All right, we're going to use our pheromones card to move, I think. Whoa, it could be a bad idea. We'll see how it goes. We'll move right over here, and now we have to roll a noise die and see what we get. We got a 4, which means we'll be putting some noise going towards the way I want to go, which is not what seems to happen, and that's okay. That's her 2 actions. She is done. It's time for our android to take some actions. She'll start by using her interruption card to move to catch up to our xenobiologist right there. No noise roll because she's moving to a room with a person. I might need to repair this because I'm getting close to losing because of repair things. I think actually I'm going to leave it where it is. I'm going to move up here and I'm just repair rooms. I think we'd be better in repairing these because I'm not going to be able to use the elevator anyway. So let's use our network access card, which is going to be able to use computer actions, and I can also, you're in a room with corridor, I can close or open doors. I'm not too worried about that. We're going to move up here. She's going to be in charge of the backup power supply. I'm going to send our xenobiologist this way. I think it's time to divide and conquer because we only have till turn 5 before that self-destruct system happens. Let's see what we have found. We have found the laboratory. Okay, remember when I said we're going to divide and conquer? That's fake. That's false. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually go into this. Oh, we got it too. We got it. Okay. So there is this this room is full of noise. We'll place a noise token here, here, and here. Good news, I don't have to roll for noise. It's just super noisy. I can analyze objects here. Remember, we have that corpse token with us, so I think she's going to come over and analyze it. I think it'll be really cool. There are also 2 objects in this room that we could find. They are green if we're interested in them. Those are her 2 actions, move and move. I don't have to do a noise roll because there's too much noise. I'm going to move her into this room using my, I don't want to get rid of this. I'm going to use my field expertise card to move in there. I want to analyze this object. Now, sadly, I can't do it this turn because I need 2 in order to do it. Now, the question is it really worth doing that right now? Because I'm probably going to have something appear here and I'm not going to be able to learn about it while I'm in there. I think I am not going to move in there. We're going to keep that card. I'm going to stay right where I am and I'm going to pass her turn at this point. We'll move back over to our android here. Our android is going to use her search card. She's going to use her search card to move. We'll move up to our backup power supply. This is one of the little tricks I've learned about this game playing it. You never want to go into a room that you want to use that you can't use on your turn before the event steps with noise all over it, because most of the time an intruder is going to land there. You're going to have to deal with that intruder before you can even activate that room. So it becomes bad news. But if I can get the intruder out here, I can move away from it into that room and usually be able to activate that room without the intruder during the the event step. Now, of course, there's not going to be much I can do about when I move into with all this noise around it, but that's a little trick I learned. We're now going to use our efficiency card at this point to use a room action you're in without paying its cost. Now, of course, before I can do that, I do have to roll my noise die. Let's see what we've got. We got a quiet symbol, and I am not slimed. So that is a quiet symbol. Normally, it's not normally slimed because of noise roll, system, everything. It's usually an extravaganza. I'm going to use an action without using its room you are in without paying its cost. That is going to be my next action I'm going to do. So we're going to use our backup power supply, and on use, I'm going to trigger story event 1. Oh, let's go take a look. There was a code to set up. Pretty complicated. Can I turn it off just like that? The code was enable remote access. You're already there. Well, I'd prefer not to be. For now, let's just avoid getting blown to pieces. Let's hope this works. Update? It seems like we're in the clear. Thank God. Don't get too confident. We still have the creatures to worry about. At this point, we'll resolve the standard effect of the backup power supply, which is fantastic. I love some power. Then place the event 2 on use token in the CSS control system. Move the auto-destruct token with the event 8 token to the 1 slot on the time track. Fantastic. That's also great news as well. From now on, players may stop the auto-destruct sequence using basic rules. We'll place our 2 with on use in the control room here, and I get to place this all the way down to 1. So we just gained ourselves a whole bunch of time before this place is going to blow up. Good news. Oh, bad news. I'm about to lose power right away. I maybe should have waited to use it. Look at this. It's going to go across this track right here. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's okay. I could use it again next turn to re-power it up. And look, it wouldn't cross until over there this time. So that'll be okay. We do get to perform the backup power supply, so I do get to rearrange these and light up 2 sections. So I'm going to light up this one, and I'm going to light up this one. This one, of course, we're going to lose in just a second here. And then I'm going to put 4. I'm going to put down here on the elevator. There's no reason to keep that thing lit. And I'm actually just going to flip this right now, and you're going to see why, because I'm going to pass my turn, and we're going to go to the event step. The first thing we'll do is move this, and since I passed that blue line, I'm going to have to lose power to the highest numbered section that has power, so that was that number 2. We'll draw our next event card and see what happens. It says flip the time token to its inactive side. Really? That's actually hilarious because I actually forgot to flip it over to its blue side anyway. I'm going to flip it back over to its red side, and the funny thing is I'm probably about to use the backup power supply again to reflip it back over. So again, that was fantastic. Also, we'll be moving things around here. That's not going to happen. There's nothing out there to move. The last thing to do is do our intruder bag development here and see what happens. We have found ourselves an adult, so we're going to put that back into the bag. Roll for noise. We'll start with our first player, which is our xenobiologist. Our xenobiologist got a 3. That's going to remove noise from absolutely everywhere and draw a token out of our bag. This is one of the things I was talking about. If I was actually here when I had that happen, I would have had to actually have the intruder in this room, which would not allow me to use that laboratory object. Now, of course, there's still some more noise around it, but that's okay. We do have an alien here, or an intruder. Now, remember, we powered this system up, so it's only going to have a 1 card in order to not be attacked, or surprised, I should say. And I have 2 cards in my hand, so this intruder is not going to attack me. This guy who's just kind of hanging out, I saw him hanging out and he didn't get to surprise me. Ha ha ha. We'll put his little token underneath him just like that. And that's the end of our xenobiologist roll. Let's see how our other character did here. Got noise roll. So we'll place these in all the different places here. There already is one in the technical quarter, so I'm not going to place one there. That's the end of that. There is one I forgot to do, and that is our noise removal section. I forgot to remove noise, and technically I should remove the noise token from here. You remove noise from any place that is not adjacent to you in a lit area. So if nobody was here, so that should be removed, but of course she was here, so that would stay, and well, surprise, surprise, there's super intruder dude down there. And that's it. We're going to continue on. Our intruder bag development is over. It was this dude right here. All right, that's it. Let's see what happens to our characters. First, our android will draw some cards. She has 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. She gets 4 more. She got her demolition card, her self-repair, her power-up, yes, and her computer skills card. Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. She's going to have a fantastic turn. And she gets this back too as well. Our xenobiologist has 2 cards. She'll get 3 more. Workspace, repairs, and search. She's all set to go as well. From this point, our android is going to start us off by using power up. I'm going to, if you're in a section with power, flip this section's power token to active and add 2 energy to UPS. That gives a total of 4 on her UPS, or sorry, 6. She has a total of 6, which is fantastic. and we're going to remove this to 1, or I shouldn't say remove it, but move it to 1. I'm then going to discard my search card and my computer skills card to activate our backup power supply again. I'm going to flip this back to 1, and I'm going to switch this one and this one, giving our token 2 over to this side of the board, mainly because that whole side is now powered. And I have a feeling that after I put this token in the CSS control room, I have a feeling we're going to be doing something with those. So if I can get power to that side of the board, that probably is going to be a good thing. Those are our 2 actions. The only thing I have left to do is to flip this to the right side. I forgot to do that the last time we did the power, but that's not going to flip over for a long time, so we're going to have power for quite a while. I think it'll be really good. We'll move over to our xenobiologist. This is going to get a little sticky. We'll see how this goes. I do have some options here. The first one is I could use my card here that I can never pronounce. Discard 1 used from a probe arm. Choose 1 intruder in the room you're in to suffer 1 injury plus 1 for every 2 knowledge I have. I have 5, so I do 3 damage to that guy. I don't know if that's going to kill it. I could just run, and I think that's going to be my plan. We're going to use our repairs card to move with our xenobiologist over to our laboratory. Of course, this is going to make us draw a attack card from our intruder, and we'll see what happens. Come on, hopefully not something too badly. Oh, I dropped on the ground. Let's see what we got. We got Evolve. Oh, that's fantastic. It's for the creeper, so he's not going to do any damage to us. That was exactly perfect. It worked out exactly how I needed it to. She's going to move over to here. She does have to perform a noise roll, which could be absolutely devastating. Let's see how this goes. I threw it over there. We've got a 3, so we're going to place noise back down into that room. That's okay. I have no problem with noise being there. Now I'm going to use my workspace plan. If you're in a white or green room, I can use the room without paying its action cost. So we're going to be able to take advantage of our laboratory and analyze 1 object. We'll take our corpse token from our xenobiologist, place it right down here. She is going to gain 3 knowledge, so she is now up to 8, which is perfect. It does so many different things. Also, revealing or putting an object here is going to reveal this weakness. It is now photosensitive. Using glow stick during a melee attack action deals 2 wounds instead of 1. That's not too bad. That'll be pretty good. Also, on top of that, I get to activate this. There's no cards involved with activating it. Activate this item when you pass and have 8 knowledge. So I have to pass first. So I don't have that active yet. I have to pass first. But those are her 2 actions. We'll move back over to our android. I'm going to pass with the android. I think I'm going to let our xenobiologist catch back up. So our xenobiologist is going to catch up using 2 cards. I'm going to use my field expert and my search card. The first one is my search. I'm going to search this room. There are 2 items there. So we're going to take it down to 1 and see what we find. Now, of course, these are green items. I'm actually hoping for something that can dress her serious wound because that serious wound is out of control. We're going to see what we find. We found some clothes. Discard a slime marker. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Or dress 1 serious wound. That's perfect. And regent. Fully load a flamethrower, or if I have knowledge 5, which I do, I can choose 1 intruder in a room you're in it. Retreat. Oh, that's really good. These are both really good. I think I'm going to keep the clothes though. Like I said, I want to dress that serious wound and hopefully heal it if we continue on. I'm then going to use my other card to move up here. That's going to be the end of her turn. We're going to pass with everybody. Sadly, I'm stuck with only 1 and 2 cards. This could be bad. I could get some more intruders in here and I could probably take some damage. But this time, at least I have this card in my hand. And look at how this is going to do 1 injury plus 4. So it's going to do 5 damage if I can actually make it fire off. Hopefully I don't have to. Hopefully nothing appears there and everything is happy-dory, unicorns, bunnies, and anything nice. We'll move our time track up to 10. We'll remove noise from the board. I can only remove, nope, I can't, this one right here is the only one I can remove. Now, sadly, if I would have kept this lit, I can remove every noise token from over on this side of the board, but I'm really hoping I don't have to go back over there. Of course, I don't know. Hopefully I don't. I do not have any noise over on this side, so I don't get to remove anything from there. We'll move over to our event step. I should say event card, not event step. We have found sanitary network. Place a malfunction marker in each explored green room. Remove this event from the game, then reshuffle the event deck, including the discard pile. So we'll be shuffling this one back in, and I will be moving an adult down 2, which is absolutely hilarious. It's funny because now it is standing in a burning ring of fire right here inside the laboratory. Sadly, we have already passed the fire damage step, so it's not going to take any damage because of the fire in there unless it stays there next turn. Something tells me it might not, but we'll see how it all transpires. I am going to give our deck a good old truffle shuffle here so that we have some new events hopefully flying on top of the deck. We'll see how it all transpires with that as well. That's good to go. We're going to have to do our intruder bag development, starting with our android first because that is our first player at this time. So we'll reach into our bag of death and see what token we draw out. We have drawn a larva token. So that means we're going to discard that larva token and grab an adult token and throw it into this bag, and it's all set. According to our intruder bag development here, it says remove this token from the bag and add one adult token to the bag. Fantastic. I don't have to roll any noise. This thing is going to come running up here and try to take us out. It's going to stay in the fire. Ah, I love it. Our android has 6 UPS. I don't think I'll need to ever use this again. I think that's going to be fantastic. I think she's good. I've got 1, 2, 3. I have to shuffle this up and grab 2 more cards for her, giving us a total of 5. Let's see what other 2 cards she got. She has received her remote access and her repairs card. I did have to shuffle the deck, so I'm going to remove one of the UPS tokens and pass that to the xenobiologist. Our xenobiologist is going to shuffle up her deck and give herself 5 new cards. She still has that armed serious wound we have to worry about. I forgot a card. I got to get that in there. Give it a truffle shuffle here. And since I passed, I get to see what my overmind does. I think, remember, we had this at one point. Choose any intruder on the board, even in a room with another character. Move the chosen intruder through a chosen corridor. Then flip this card over to the quest side. All right, interesting. Okay, so every turn I can move an intruder. That's going to be really good. The thing is, though, I only do it once a turn, but on the back side, remember, I do get to flip this over whenever I pass, and I have 8 knowledge. So it is a continually used item, which is pretty awesome. Now let's get our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got repairs, workspace plan, field expertise. Oh, and I've got my contamination card. Did I get the one that gets rid of it? No. So that's going to be a dead card in my hand, but that's okay. Our xenobiologist will start by using one of these cards to use this thing right here. Let's see which one we're going to use. Well, I can't use the contamination card. I think we'll use our repairs card. I don't think I have anything I have to worry about repairing right now. So we're going to use that and our clothes to dress this serious wound. So now I can actually carry another item in my right hand. Now remember, that doesn't mean the serious wound is gone. It is still there for the purposes of how many you can have before you're dead. We're going to do our next plan is going to be to move. I could check any 2 unexplored room tiles but do not look at their exploration tokens. Is that really worth it? I don't think so. I'm not really looking for a particular room right now. Field expertise, I can reduce the counter of knowledge. I could do some of these, so I'm going to keep that one. This an attack card. So the only one I have is my workspace plan. Let's go ahead and move with that. Our goal is that room. So we're going to move up here, roll our noise die, and see what happens to our xenobiologist. Let's not see something that's going to kill us. We got a quiet symbol. That's fantastic. She doesn't have any slime on her. That's perfect. So now it's going to move over to our android's turn. And our android has a whole ton of cards that she can use. She can use her repairs card, network access card. She could search self-repair. Let's use our self-repairs card to move. She's not hurt yet. We'll move her up here. I don't have to roll for anything because I'm in the same place as another person. At this point, I'll use a second card. I think I will use our network access card to move again. I'm going to move right over to here. Remember, our goal is that room, and we can leave through it right here. Let's see what we have found. We found, what's this? A surgery, perform surgery, a surgical procedure. That might actually be not too bad. Let's see what happened to it. It's malfunctioning. There's only one thing in there. That's okay. We're going to move over there and roll our noise die and see what we get. 1. So we'll place a token in number 1. Where is number 1? Oh, number 1 is going to be outside. Interesting. Okay, so one of these are kind of considered technical corridors, if you can see it on the screen here. If they're kind of considered technical corridors, and as you roll these, if you ever roll the same one, they're all going to be collected up and something's going to happen. Hopefully you don't get to see how that happens, but you probably will. That's the end of our android's 2 actions. We'll move back over to our xenobiologist, who only has 2 cards, and they're both really good. I am going to use my field expertise. I'd like to do it to do some of these things, but I need to get going. We're going to use it to move. I'm going to move right over to where a xenobiologist is. And if I wanted to, I could perform surgery here. And what that would do would allow me to scan all contamination cards from all of them I have. And then if I have a larva on my character board, I can remove it. After scanning, my character would suffer a light wound, and I'd pass after that. I don't think I'm going to want to do surgery on my character because, well, she only has 1 contamination card, so I'm not too worried about it. I think that's going to be the end of her turn. I'm going to pass with her, I think. We're going to move back over to the android here. Our android has some good cards. She's got 3. She doesn't have to repair anything, so I'm going to use my repair card to move. We're moving out into the crossroads, so I'm going to move myself right to that one first. Moving out of the crossroads, we're going to have to draw one of these Mars surface cards. According to our special rules, it says when a character lands in a crossroads, we're going to draw a Mars surface card, but not roll a noise roll. So let's see what we have found. We have found hostile environment. Your character undresses all serious wounds, and your character suffers a light wound. So the way this works is I would have to resolve this. If I do not have an enviro suit, I would have to deal with this. Now, also, if you're in rooms, you don't have to deal with the bottom part. The bottom part's only for when you're on the outside surface of Mars. So lucky for us, I don't have any serious wounds, so I don't have to worry about that at all. And that's all we had to do when we stepped out here. I'm going to use my next action to use my demolition card, and we'll move to this crossroads as well and draw our next card from our Mars surface deck. It says sudden temperature drop, resolve the danger effect. That means I have to put tokens in all of these things here. So I have to put a token here, and I have to put a token in this one over here right off to the side here. That's, I guess, it for this. Remember, I'm not rolling noise when I move onto these crossroads places, so it's kind of interesting in that aspect. Then I'd place a noise marker in each neighboring corridor area which does not have a noise marker. Okay, I'm not going to have to deal with that because I have an enviro suit. I have one more card. I'm going to use my search card to move. I'm going to move right into here. Now at this point, I'm going to have to roll the noise die now that I'm in an actual room here. And I have to use this die in order to roll right here. We got another Mars surface card. Oh, wow. Let's see what that one's going to do. This is going to be absolutely terrible. So let's see here. This one is, what is it here? Yep, that's the right one. Okay. It says your character gets 1 contamination card and a slime marker. And my character is going to gain another contamination card if I don't have an enviro suit or if I'm not in a building. I'm in a building, so I'm going to get a contamination marker and a slime marker. I'm not going to get a slime marker because I have an enviro suit, which prevents you from getting slime and fire damage, which is awesome. But I am going to grab a contamination card. Remember, with her, the contamination card is a little bit different here. It says you can never have a larva on your character board, and each time you draw a contamination card, scan it. If it's infected, I suffer a light wound, remove the contamination card afterward, and draw an action card. So let's see what this contamination card is that I just got. It's right here, and here is our little thing. Let's slide it in there and see what it says. Hopefully it says the same thing that the other one said, and hopefully it says absolutely nothing. Right on the card here it says, oh, I think I see it right there, infected. So I'm going to take a light wound. I can barely get it in camera. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it here. Let's see if I can. Oh, okay, well, it's infected. Let's just trust me. I know how to read. Or do I know how to read? Maybe I don't know how to read. Infected on the board. There, I kind of can see it now. Infected. Top one. Fantastic. Okay, I did that a little wrong. I'm actually supposed to put it in my discard pile. When I draw it, I scan it. So good news, bad news, I kind of know what's coming. But, you know, that's okay. It'll be just fine. I would normally just reshuffle and draw a new one, but since that's the worst event that could happen to me, I'm actually going to keep that card because I kind of already screwed up. We're going to keep it like that as it is. That's going to be the end of our turn. She has no more cards, so we are going to move into the event phase. First, we'll move our time track down 1. And it is passing a red symbol here, but remember, we have used the backup power supply, so now the only way it's going to lose power is if it goes past the blue one. We'll move to the noise removal step, which is going to be all this noise is going to be removed. On top of that, this thing is going to take 1 damage because it's in the fire here, so we'll draw a card and see what it does. It's going to run. That's fantastic. I hope it could stay there and just keep burning. We'll draw our top event card and see where it goes. It's going to be moving down corridor 2, and that's going to be right back over here. That's where it goes. I know it doesn't show a symbol for it to move, but I believe it still moves no matter what when you draw the card that actually has the you have to move this thing. So it's going to move straight down there. It's going to take its little token with it, and it's going to take its 1 damage here, and I hope it stays there for a long time. Or maybe, hey, go back to the laboratory. It'll be lots of fun. We now have to draw our next event card. Let's see what we have found. We found That's Hot. Place fire marker in the backup power supply and power generator. Move this card from the game, shuffle the event deck, including the discard pile. I'm not going to shuffle it. I'm going to leave it just as it is because it's already shuffled. That was the only top card on it, just like I've done before. But I will place that fire marker into our backup power supply. So I'm going to place that in there. That's our second fire token we've placed on the board. Our fire marker is right there. And the last thing we have to do is our intruder bag development. So let's grab our bag, shuffle, give it a good old truffle shake here, and see what we have found. We are going to find an adult. So everybody's going to roll for noise, starting with our first player, which are xenobiologists. So we'll take the dice, see what we roll. We got a 1. We'll place a noise marker in number 1. Oh, I think number 1's right here. So I'm gonna, from what I understand, I think I clear all of these because these are all considered like a technical corridors type concept, and then I have to resolve the bag. This is bad news. Really? I got that one. That's no good. Let's see what happens to our character sitting there. Hopefully we get like a creeper or something. We found an adult again, and it is on 2 because there is light in this section, and I do have 2 cards, so I'm not going to have a surprise attack, which is absolutely awesome. We'll grab our new intruder here. How about this guy? He's got some cool looking arm thing going on here. He's going to be placed right here in her square, just like that. Whoops, I dropped him. That's okay. He goes there. That's the end of her roll. Let's roll up her noise roll. I believe she rolls this die for the noise roll, and she got a 1, so she'll be placing a noise token into this corridor right there. I think I may be wrong as to how this noise system works out here. I'm going to place these back out here. I think 1 is connected to that room, 4 is connected to this room, and 2 is connected to, I believe, this room over here. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comments below to make sure that I get that right, and I'll be making sure to put a pinned comment about that. But for now, we're going to do it like this. If I resolved it correctly, then I think we're okay. If not, then let me know. Our android will gain 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got interrupted, power up, search, computer skills, and efficiency. Now remember, I don't think I'm going to need this to be used as a power-up card anymore because I only have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 turns before the end of the game, and I've got, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 turns I can do with this character technically, depending on how many cards I draw from here. So I think we'll be okay. I could be wrong. We'll see how this all plays out, but I think we're doing okay. I'm going to grab my first player token back as well. Meanwhile, our xenobiologist will grab 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what she found. Rushed analysis, search, interruption, pheromones, which I think we might use. Discard an egg or carcass after an intruder attacks to ignore the attack. Okay, I need to be attacked in order for that to happen. Then we have demolition and, okay, that's it. Rushed analysis. Oh, I don't get 5 cards. I only get, oh, I have to discard this one. All right, so actually I think, oh, nope, I'm going to keep it because I should have discarded it before the event step. So I actually have to keep that card. I'm going to shuffle these up, and I only get 3 cards. The reason it was a big deal that I kept that card was because, remember, our intruder had a total of 2 in order for it to perform a surprise attack. You can only discard cards before you go to the event step. So if I would have discarded this card, I would have only had 1 and been surprised. So it's my fault I kept the card, but it kind of was good that I kept the card. We'll take 3 new cards because I only get a total of 5 here. I got 2 searches and a pheromones card. Okay, so that wasn't the greatest draw. Our android will start by playing its efficiency card, so I can use an action from a room you're in without paying its cost. So that's going to be this one. I'm going to use the room and be able to activate our story moment 02. We're here at the cargo system. Great. There should be ore coffins here, right? Where the hell are they? They're called transport pods. You're missing the point. They're not here. I hear you. I'm working on it. Crap. Well, that didn't sound good. The pods were moving ore when the Nemesis crashed. They're stalled outside the base. Can we recall them? I don't think so. We'll need to go out there and do it manually. Sure, with those things running around, you can count me out. I guess we can count you out on anything. That's right, man. Why don't you go? I'll go. That's right. Bishop should go. He could only one that can remote pilot the ship anyway. I may be synthetic, but I'm not stupid. Oh, wait, that's not what it says here. That's a different movie. Manually, we've got to crawl in there? Nothing like that. Just need to get out to the checkpoint on the outskirts of the base and reset the pod's position. Is it far? It's a hike in a suit. It'll be faster by rover. Didn't you say the rover's broken? It's in maintenance. Wouldn't take much to get it moving. So either we get the suits and hike out under the surface where those beasts tore our rescue party apart, or get parts and fix the rover. Looks like that way. I'll check on the parts for you. Place an event 6 token plus story trigger in room 3. It'll be resolved when all 3 malfunction markers are removed. Oh my gosh, okay. Wow, it keeps getting more. So we'll place a 6 story trigger moment right here in the control room, and the way it gets triggered is we have to remove all of the malfunction markers from these pods over here. On top of that, I don't have access to the rover. It's still broken. In order to do that, I have to find some kind of parts. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark that story mode 4 down in the repository has something to do with repairing that machine over there. I don't think we're repairing this. We're just going to have to suffer the consequences of running across this thing and then running back, which is probably going to mean we're super dead. But we're going to give it our best shot. I don't know if we're going to make it through here. For the first time ever, I don't think I'm worried about time. I'm more worried about what was going to happen as we're running across all this. If I since I'm not worried about time, one thing I could do is try to get back here and go over to the repository and check out story moment 4, which, like I said, I bet is going to have something to do with the tools to fix that rover over there. I don't really know what to do. All right, but where we are now, that was her first action. So her second action, I think, is just going to be to move. She's going to move back out here, which is going to be bad. And what are we going to do with our card to do that? I'm just going to use my interruption card to move. That'll be the plan. We do have to draw one of these Mars surface cards and see what happens. We have found sudden drop in temperature, resolve the danger effect. Okay, so it looks like there's multiples of those. Yep, that's the second one. Okay, there are a couple of those. So I'm going to place out some danger tokens. That's fantastic. In all the places don't have danger tokens, which is really only one. That's her second action. She is done. We'll move over to the xenobiologist at this point, and she's stuck in combat with this thing. I do have one more use of my probe arm, and I have kind of been waiting for this. I've got my this card, which I never can pronounce. Discard the use to do 1 damage plus 1 for each 2 knowledge I have. I have 8, so that's a total of 5 damage. This thing has to probably be super dead. Let's draw its attack card and see what happens to it. It can't even hold on to the cards. It got a 4, so we were able to kill this thing. That is fantastic. This thing is dead. I'm going to place a corpse token out onto the board. I could pick up this corpse token if I want to. I'm not sure it's really beneficial though. I think it will be better for us to continue moving. I think having to move out here is going to be my best plan. It's going to cost me a card. Let's see what card we're going to use. I think I'm going to use my, I've got tons of search cards. I'm going to use my, oh, wait a minute. How many, there's one thing left in here to search. I'm going to stay back and I'm going to search this room. Again, maybe I can find a way to heal myself. Let's draw 2 green items and see what we have found. We found research documents, tons of them, gain 1 knowledge. That doesn't help. For each discovered weakness. I can maybe give that to the android, but I don't think it's really going to matter because she's already at the top when it comes to weaknesses and she doesn't gain any bonuses for that. That was kind of a mute card. It's not going to help us. Those are her 2 actions. It's time for our android again. Our android is running across. We're going to get rid of our power-up and search card. Maybe I'll start with the power-up card to here and see what happens to her now. Let's draw a next Mars surface card. We have got, your character gets a contamination card and a slime marker. Okay, again, I'm not going to take the slime marker, but I will gain a contamination card, and this time we'll do it the right way. I'll place this into my discard pile, and I'll be able to, when I draw it, we'll have to resolve it. We only have 1 card left to go, so we'll draw our next Mars card here and see what happens. All right, and it says each character in the Mars surface discards all ammo from their, well, good news, I don't have any energy weapons, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to, wow, these aren't actually that bad. These are pretty nice cards. All right, those are her 2 actions. We're going to move back over to the xenobiologist and see how it goes. She'll use her 2 cards, her pheromones, and her search card to move. We'll start with the search card and see if anything really bad happens. We'll draw our first Mars card here and see what we have. We have each character on Mars surface suffers a serious wound and discards a chosen item. Oh, that's absolutely terrible. That, okay, remember, I knew I shouldn't have said they were going to be bad. So I have to discard a item. I'm going to discard my research documents for her. And then I have to, oh no, the only item I have on the android is her enviro suit. I have to discard the enviro suit. That is absolutely horrible. All right, well, that was bad. Then I have to also take a serious wound. So both our characters are going to grab one. I'm going to grab one for our xenobiologist. She now has, she's bleeding. Oh, that's horrible. And then our legs, cost of escape movements are now 2 for our android. Oh my gosh, she's got 2 of these. That's terrible. All right, we'll do our next move. Let's see how this goes. I'll draw our last Mars surface card, and we have gotten, we each character, oh no, it's the same one. Okay, if your character suffers 1 light wound, then discards an enviro suit item. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I don't have an enviro suit item on her. Okay, I'm going to have to discard the enviro suit item on her. So now we don't have any enviro suits. That's awesome. All right. Well, super glad we made those. We have no enviro suits. I have to grab 2 more serious wound cards. This is probably going to end us trying to run across this Mars surface. This one's for the xenobiologist. And what's this? You draw 4 instead of 5 for our android. Fantastic. Our xenobiologist now has 3 serious wounds. Just to recap, this is how you lose in Nemesis really fast. You draw both of these cards. These are terrible. Each card suffers a serious wound and discards a chosen item. I didn't have too many items, so I basically just had to grab these 2. So I got 1, 2, 3. If she suffers any more damage, she's going to be super dead, which is bad news. I am going to discard this card before we go to the event step. Maybe I should keep it. I don't really know. Things aren't looking too good for us here. And let's check out our android real quick. Here's our android again with 2 serious wounds. I do have a computer skills card. I might use this to move. I'm going to move with that card. I've got one more action with her. Why not? I did 2 xenobiologists. Let's finish off all the cards for android and see how this all plays out. So I'll move into the cargo sending system and roll our die, our noise die here, and see we get a 4. So I'm going to have to place one in 4, which is this room right here. I know it doesn't look like a room, but it actually is. We'll drop our token down 1, and for future reference, I should have probably gone and repaired that rover because, wow, those cards were terrible. There's nothing else to resolve. There's no removal of noise, intruder attacks, or fire damage, so we're just going to draw our next event card and see what we found. We found bulkheads open. Open all doors except destroyed ones. Then place noise markers in each corridor without noise markers connected to a room with a character. Okay, that's only if it's in darkness, and we're not in darkness, so we're doing okay. Our intruder is going to move down corridor 1. Unless something crazy happens, I don't think he's going to be part of this game anymore, but I still will move him down this way. The only thing left to do is do our intruder bag development. So let's take our bag here, shake it up, and hopefully get, I want a larva token, please, or a blank token. That'd be awesome. Nope, that's going to be noise rolls all around. So we'll start with our android. She's going to do our first noise roll and see what, oh, she has to use this die. Let's see what she gets. She got a 3. We're going to place a noise marker in number 3. Which is right up there. It's probably off camera. It is. She's completely off camera. That's okay. We'll roll up our xenobiologist, see what she gets. She got a quiet symbol. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. That's exactly what she needed to actually keep herself alive. Our android is going to shuffle up her deck of cards, which means she is going to lose another UPS marker here, which is okay. Like I said, I've got plenty, I think. But I've got plenty. We have to actually just survive this right now. That's really our biggest problem here. So we got computer skills, efficiency. I need a repair card, repair card, repair card. Nope, no repair card. Oh no, there's no repair card. Oh, and I don't even have it. Is there? She does have a card that allows her to draw other cards. Let's see here. Choose and discard any number of cards from your hand and then draw the same number of cards. So I do have that one in my hand, which is perfect. She can get that repair card in here because I know there's one in that deck. Our xenobiologist is going to grab 3 cards. She's got rush analysis, demolition, and interruption. Is demolition repair anything? Nope, just places them. I don't want to replace any. I need to shuffle this up, and we need to grab 2 more cards. Hopefully we are able to get our repair card. Let's see what we got. We got our contamination card and our workspace card. Oh no, 2. Oh, I could check the room. Well, I don't need to check the rooms. I already know what they are. We did not get any way to repair these rooms. Oh, that's so sad. I forgot to pass our first player token, so our xenobiologist is going to go first. She's going to use her interruption card to move. She's going to move into this room right here. She is not going to have to roll for noise because that is where our android is. Then I am going to just stay there and call it a day. I'm going to probably discard all my cards to look for a repair card when it comes to my turn, but that's it. I am going to pass with her. We'll move to the android's turn. The android is going to use her efficiency card. She's going to discard any number of cards from her hand and draw the same number of cards. I am going to discard 4 cards. These cards are going to do me absolutely no good for what I'm doing right now. So we'll draw 4 new cards and hopefully get our repair card in there. Otherwise, we're going to have a serious problem. All right, let's see what we found. We have found, oh, come on, something good. Oh, I got to scan that one. We did get a repairs card, network, and self-repair. I got self-repair. Wait, discard a function marker from a room you're in. Oh, she can do this twice. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I have to scan this. Now remember, one of them we know it is. The other one we don't. Let's see what this one is. Let's see if it has that infected thing right at the top here. Nope, this one does not. Infested. It is infected. So this one is not a contamination card, or this is not an infected card. So if we look at our thing here, it says you can have a larva contamination. Each time you draw a contamination card, scan it. If it's infected, you suffer a light wound. Remove the slight wound. Remove the contamination card. Afterward, draw an action card. So I am going to remove this card, and we're going to draw another action card from her cards and see what she has found. She is going to be able to draw into, let's see here, what is she drawing? An interruption card. Okay, that's kind of good. I can do it for moving. So we do know we have our repairs card. So we have to use our repair card with another card. So we're going to use our network access card to do that. That will repair, oh, I don't want to repair this room. She's there. We got to move first. We're going to move using our interruption card. We're going to move up to here, I think. I have to roll noise. Oh boy, interruption, and I want to keep the self-repair card though too. I think we're going to use our interruption and our network access card. We're going to use both of those cards to move. I'm going to move silently or quietly or whatever it is. So I can actually place the noise token instead of rolling because I don't want something to appear here. So I'm going to place this in 4 is the only place I have left. 3, 1, 4, oh, and 2 is out there. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. At this point now, we're going to use our self-repair card. Sorry, most of that was off camera. I'm going to use this self-repair card, the discard a malfunction marker in the room you're in. It doesn't cost me any extra cards, so remove that one. We're down to only needing to get rid of this one and that one, and we've done it. And I do have a repairs card for my android for next turn, and she can move over here and do that one, hopefully. And I'm really hoping she can draw into a repairs card. Ooh, we'll see how this goes. Before we go to the event phase, I'm just going to discard all these, I think. I could use my rushed analysis. It's too late. I've already passed to get rid of this contamination card, but that's okay. I'm going to discard all those and hope that nothing appears in her room. We'll move our turn marker down to 7. We're getting close to losing power where we are. There are no intruder attacks or anything. We're just going to draw our next card here. We have what's this? Scent of Blood. Place a noise marker in each corridor without a noise marker connected to a room with a character who has any undressed serious wounds. Well, that's pretty much puts more noise absolutely everywhere in this building. And I'm going to move him down 4. So this guy's just slowly kind of walking his way over here. Who knows where he's going. We'll place a noise marker right here in corridor 1, and then we'll shake up our bag here because we have to do a intruder bag development. See what we get here. I was drawing 4 card and I was only like 4 in here. Oh no, it's an adult. All right, we're gonna roll for noise. We're gonna start with her and see what she gets. She got a 3, so we'll have to reach. Oh, that's gonna make another intruder up here. Let's see what we have. We're gonna have to draw. Oh, I got the blank one for the intruder coming out of the bag. Let's see what that's gonna do. I don't think that does anything. That adds something to it. Let's see what it says here. Night Stalker encounter cards. Place the noise marker in each corridor connected to the room in which the encounter took place. Return the blank token to the intruder bag. All right, so I did that. I don't have to remove the stuff. That's fantastic. Then we do have to roll for her, though, as well. Let's see what happens to her. She got a quiet symbol. Look at this. She got a quiet symbol. Oh, my gosh. All right. So, well, that's actually, I kind of wish something would have appeared here because then I could have gotten rid of all this noise. Otherwise, she has to move over here, suffer a noise roll, and I'm going to have to deal with something there before I can try to repair it. Oh, that's going to be absolutely terrible. I don't know what to do about that. Well, let's draw some cards and see what happens. Our android is first, and I forgot about her body card. She's only able to get 4 action cards instead of 5. That's my fault. We're just going to grab 4, 1, 2. She got demolition. She drew her contamination card. I know what contamination card this is. I know it's a contamination card. And it's going to be infected, so I'm just going to give her a light wound, and she gets to draw an extra action card. So I'd still get a total of 4. So let's shuffle these up a little bit and see what other 2 cards I get. That's my fault for grabbing the next one last time. We'll grab 2 more. We got network access and computer skills. All right, that's fine. Maybe I should only have drawn 3 just to make it more real here. I'm going to draw, and this would have been the last one I would have drawn. So I'm only going to grab 3 cards to make it more fair. All right, she's all set to go. Not to mention she gets to grab the first player token. Our xenobiologist is going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. She gets 5 cards. Oh, and she's bleeding. Every time I pass, I gain a light wound, which means she's dead. Oh my gosh, she just died. Oh my goodness, that's out of control. So good news, bad news, she's dead, but not really. In a cooperative game, you can still pick these characters up and bring them to the, I think it's the emergency room, and revive them. Also, if she is able to complete this mission, she'll come back and able to play again. But that's, I'm kind of worried here. I'm really worried here. I'm going to use my network access card to move, because now I've got to repair all these myself, and I'm going to use my repair card to try to repair this, but I have to roll this die and see if we get 2. So we're going to remove 2, 1, and 3, and 4 from here. That's awesome. So all the rooms are pretty good, easy to get to now. I don't have to worry about noise, but the problem is I have to deal with this token here. Let's see what we got. We got the blank token again. All right, I have to put all the noise markers back. I don't know why I took them off. I should probably do that first. Put them all back. That's fine. Now I can repair this at least. So we'll take our repairs card and our demolition card and discard it. Well, I got all 3 of my cards. I moved and I'm going to do this. So we're going to repair this. This is repaired. That's fantastic. Okay, so we got 2 of them repaired. That's the end of my turn. I don't have any more cards to be able to play. So we'll move our token up 1 space. And from where I am, I do get to remove this token here. Also, I put this in the wrong spot. Room 3 is here. I put that over in room 5. This is supposed to be here. This will activate when all of these were repaired, I guess you could say. So I just need to get down here, repair this, then this will activate. We'll draw our next event card and see what happens. We have egg protection. Resolve an encounter for each character who is in the nest or carrying an intruder egg. Not going to happen. And I don't get a contamination card because I'm still not in darkness, which is good. Our intruder that's on the completely opposite side of the board did not have the symbols appear on the card, so we're not even going to move him because he doesn't move. I'm going to go into an intruder bag development step here and see what we draw. I'm really hoping for that blank token. We got oh, I got another blank token. That's fantastic. So we're going to drop another adult in there along with that blank token, give it a little shaky shake, and that's it. Our android is only going to get 4 cards. This is a mute point. I don't need the 1-player token anymore because she's the only player. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we found. We found a search, a self-repair, efficiency, and computer. This I think is fantastic. This one, use the action from a room you're in without paying its cost. This is going to be able to discard this email function marker in the room you're in. I just have to get down there and do that. Okay, let's take a look at what we can do. We'll use our search card to move. I do not need this. We're going to move down here, roll our noise die, and see what happens. We got a 3. Our 3 is going to be right here, so we'll place a noise marker there, which is perfect, because at this point, I am now going to use my self-repair card, discard a malfunction marker from the room you are in. We're going to remove this one right here. I'm going to leave my xenobiologist right here, so I'm just going to kind of kick this person over there a little bit. Poor xenobiologist. Oh, I feel so sorry for her. That's the end of 2 actions. We're going to use another action because now we have to get all the way back out and around and see what's around. Oh, wait, we have to do this now. We have to uncover this token right here. 006 on, according to our story, as soon as all the malfunction markers are done, we're going to take a look at what this is. The system was right. The pods are here. Can we recall them to the station? You should be able to. They go from offline to online. Seems to be working. How long until they're back at the station? Beep, beep. Pods 1 to 4 approaching station, ETA 45 seconds. So sooner than we will. We might not even make it. We'll see how this goes. Beep, beep. Oh, good. There's a giant monster here. It says, time to get the heck out of here. Place a breeder in CSS control room. Place event 7 token plus a story trigger token on the CSS control system. When there is no intruder in the CSS control system and all alive characters are there, resolve event 7. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm going to put a breeder there, and then I have to get that thing out of the CSS control room in order to be able to activate the final story moment. Well, it might not even be the final one, but I'm guessing we're getting pretty close because we have to get out of here. Just as I thought, we have to get back to here in order to activate story moment 7. We have to put one of those books there as well. Once we get there and this guy is not there, we're going to be able to check out what that is. Of course, any other intruder that appears there will also make this not work for me as well. Now I have to see if we can get back across this. This is out of control. I'm going to get rid of my computer skills card and we're going to move out here. We're not going to roll our die. Instead, we're going to take our deck of cards, shuffle them all up, give them a quick old truffle shuffle here. Hopefully we don't draw a severe injury card or it's game over. If we draw that one, we're doomed. Let's see what we got. We got resolve the danger effect. That's fantastic. I don't mind resolve the danger effect because we already have noise markers in every one of these places. She has 1 card left. I don't see why not. Let's just keep on moving. I'm going to move right up to there. We'll draw our next Mars card and see what we get. We have gotten, which one is this one? Your character gets 1 contamination and a slime marker. All right, I'll grab a contamination card and we'll put this right into our discard pile. That's all we have. We'll move to the event step. First, we'll move our token down 1 space. Then we'll remove the noise from all unlit area, or all lit areas, I apologize. We'll get rid of all of that noise that I'm not standing next to. This person isn't considered standing, super dead. This, though, right here, these are considered to be technical corridor type concept, so they're not going to be removed due to light, and there is no more to remove. There is no fire or intruder attack, so we're just going to draw our next event card and see what happens. We have consuming fire. Set the counter to 0 in all rooms with fire marker. Place a fire marker in each room neighboring a room with a fire marker. Fire does not spread through closed doors or technical corridors. Oh my goodness, we're going to get fire everywhere. There's only 2 fire markers on the board here and here, so they're going to spread to these rooms here. There we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire markers on the board. There's only 5, 6 left, something like that. So I'm not too worried about fire. I'm more worried about these malfunction tokens. But I think we've been doing pretty good at getting those off the board, especially after removing those 3. I think we're fine in that aspect too. Oddly enough, this is a fantastic card. Our main little adult alien that's been running into the land of nowhere is not going to move, but the breeder is going to move down corridor 2, which is going to be absolutely perfect. He's going to hang out with our broken rover, which is going to be amazing. I can't believe this is happening because all I need to do is to get into this room. Remember, I don't have to actually kill this thing. Before we draw our cards, there are a couple things I have to do. We no longer have that envirosuit. I totally forgot about that. So I have to take advantage of these two, I have to deal with these two things too. This one says place noise markers in each neighboring corridor area that does not have a noise marker. That's not going to play any effect because we already have noise everywhere. But this one, your character gets one contamination card. So I do have to give myself another contamination card since I don't have the environmental suit running around outside in Mars's atmosphere. On top of that, I have to give myself a slime marker as well, again, because I don't have the envirosuit when I was supposed to gain a slime marker and a contamination card. Now, I do not have any more cards, so this could be really bad. We're going to shake this up, and we're going to grab a token out here for intruder bag development. Now I know there's a lot of adults in here, and there's only that one other. Oh, we got the blank token again. That's amazing. I'm going to drop this token right in there. I can't believe it. There are a ton of those adult aliens in here, and only one of those. Oh, wow. What a lucky break. I honestly didn't think we had a shot at this, but we're doing okay. We're only one turn away potentially from getting out of here, unless, of course, there is more after Event 7. And there very well could be. Though Event 8 would be a blowing up the station. So I'm thinking 7 might be pretty close to the end here. We're going to shuffle these up. I do get one more card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what I have. I've got our interruption card, search, power up, and demolition. And since we did that, I have to remove one of these. I knew I had enough of those chips, as you can see right here. I was totally fine on those. All we have to do is move to here, draw a card, hope we do not die, and then we get to go to the next room. We have resolve the danger effect. That's perfect. And then look at this. Place a noise marker in each neighboring corridor area. Do not have a noise. Yes, I don't have to worry about that either. I do have to discard a card. I forgot about that. I'll use my interruption card. Now I'm going to use my demolition card to move. I'm going to move into this room. I have to roll a noise roll, and there's a chance that that thing might come back and destroy me. I got a 1. Oh no, look at this. There is a noise token up in 1, so I'm going to have to remove that one, and I believe I removed 4 because it's part of this area here. Oh, don't think we're going to win. I don't think we're going to win. We're so close. I just have to draw a token out of here. If I draw that blank one again, that's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's shake these up and draw one out of here. Hopefully we get that blank one again. I'm going to draw this one right here. Oh, we're not so lucky this time. The power is not on, so I need 4 cards. I do not have 4 cards. I only have 2 cards. So I am going to get attacked by an alien. Let's draw our intruder attack card and then put our intruder on the board. He is going to blood chase. The character suffers 1 light wound and gets a slime marker if the character was attacked because of an escape action. He has undressed serious wounds. The intruder follows them. Well, that did not happen, but sadly, oh no, we have to put an intruder in that room. This is not what I want to have happen. And I have to take a light wound, and I can't resolve this story event until he is out of that room. She'll take 1 more light wound there, and then I'm going to use my search card, and we're going to move. We're going to move down to here and hope that he follows me, but I have to get attacked by him first, which is absolutely terrible. Let's see what befalls our character here. We'll resolve our card. We have gotten perched in the dark. The character suffers 1 serious wound. If the character has 3 serious wounds, they die. Oh no, that's bad. That's super bad. I am going to draw 1 more serious wound. It is an arm wound, and as the card says, since we are in the dark, I was not able to run far enough. If the character has 3 serious wounds, they die. I had nothing else I could have done. I had no weapons, which maybe was my downfall. I maybe should have grabbed some weapons at some point. It does say if all the characters die and the self-destruct token is on the board, I'm supposed to go to Event 8. It says, I guess we can thank our friends. They made sure the creatures won't be a problem anymore. Maybe they even shed a tear or 2 for us. And check it out. 2, 1, 0. Oh no, boom, boom. The Nemesis explodes here. It says, sorry, I'm bitter. Maybe it's better for everyone after all. Our death ensures the fate of humanity. Not a bad thing for space miners. Not a bad thing at all. And down here it says, your campaign ends here, but if you want, you may restart the mission and try again. So it is kind of cool. I could try this again if I want to. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll choose a couple different characters and see how that goes instead. The Xenobios and the Android did pretty good for the most part. There you have it. That is Untold Stories Mission 3 from Nemesis Lockdown. We almost made it. We were so close. All we had to do is get into this room, well, I think, to get in this room, and we probably would have made it out alive, but sadly our breeder and this other adult alien showed up. They were not nice to us, and they totally destroyed my group. I had a blast playing through this. Of course, I could do this again with another group of people if I wanted to, or we could just call it there, which I probably am going to do. This is fantastic. There are 6 missions for this campaign, so I think that's a perfect amount of missions, and if you can see, they're actually pretty difficult. They're not just walk walks in the park. I had a lot of struggle here. Our xenobiologist, I think, should have died a turn earlier with her bleeding. I can't remember exactly. Of course, any errors I made, you will find either a subtitle for or a pinned comment in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next playthrough comes out. Also, please feel free to join our Patreon. It's in the description of this video. It's one way you can help support this channel. You're able to help pick what games we play, also what characters we play with, and any of our live painting and playthroughs, you'll also have some opportunity to choose those as well. Of course, you're always welcome to please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. It's super cool to talk to everybody about these games. I have an absolute blast reading through them and responding to everybody. That is Nemesis Untold Stories Volume 3 Lockdown. I had a blast playing this. Maybe I'll come back to this soon. Maybe I'll come back to it a little bit later. I really have a fun time playing Nemesis anytime I can. So that's all I've got. I hope you again enjoyed the playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see what comes next, then I need you to meet me at the table.